In a world obsessed with comparison, a quiet soul asked a question that echoed louder than any crowd. Can I succeed without copying anyone else? That soul was me. And that question? It led to the most transformational journey of my life. I didn't want to win someone else's race. I wanted to walk my path. Create my way. Succeed, but not at the cost of becoming someone I'm not. So I decided to try something bold. I would live, breathe, and explore what it means to succeed without mimicking, imitating, or chasing anyone else's formula. And what I found surprised me. Because the truth is, this isn't a strategy. It's a rebellion. Everywhere we look, we're told who to be. Copy that influencer. Use that script. Follow this blueprint. Don't be different, just be successful. I was guilty of it too. I bookmarked guides. Took notes on other people's wins. I even tried to copy someone's morning routine, only to feel exhausted and lost. That's when I asked, whose life am I really living? We're trained to believe there's a right way. But the moment we start copying others, we begin abandoning the most powerful part of ourselves, our originality. I conducted a week-long experiment. I followed no trends, muted every influencer, and only listened to my inner compass. The result? Clarity and chaos. But something inside me began to shift. Comparison is the silent killer of self-worth. I remember scrolling through social media and feeling hollow. Their wins made me feel small. Their lifestyles made me question mine. But here's what I discovered. You cannot compare your behind the scenes with someone else's highlight reel. So I shut off the noise. I journaled every day. And on day 4, I wrote, I feel empty because I've been chasing a life that was never mine. But what happens when you stop comparing, and still feel behind? Succeeding on your own terms starts with rediscovering your identity. So I asked myself, what do I value? What does my version of success look like? What makes me feel alive, even without an audience? This became my clarity map, a written blueprint of who I really am, beneath the noise. And then I hit resistance. Old voices returned. That's not practical. No one will follow that. Be more like them. But I kept writing. Because I knew this map would guide me when I lost sight of the road. I made a decision. Every action I took would align with my values, even if it was slower, even if no one noticed. And the shift was powerful. I turned down a job that didn't align with my purpose. I said no to a trend I didn't believe in. I created something messy, but honest. And suddenly, my inner voice got louder than the noise around me. But what if your truth costs you something real, like love, or security? That's what happened next. There's a cost to being real. I lost followers. I lost approval. Some people called me selfish. Others, silent. And it hurt. But I realized something deeper. Every version of success requires a version of sacrifice. When you copy others, you sacrifice your soul. When you stay true, you might sacrifice comfort. But one gives you regret. The other gives you peace. I chose peace. And then, something incredible happened, a door opened I never saw coming. People started noticing. Not because I was louder. But because I was real. I got a message from someone I admired. They told me, your voice cuts through the noise. That one message gave me more confidence than 10,000 likes ever could. Authenticity attracts opportunity. Not fake opportunity. Real, soul-aligned ones. Suddenly, I was doing more of what I loved, and being invited into spaces I never thought I'd enter. And it all started when I stopped copying. Want to know the greatest cheat code to success? It's being yourself, fully, unapologetically, consistently. I discovered that My quirks were strengths. My failures held wisdom. My voice, when true, was powerful. You don't have to be better than them. You have to be different from them. And once you own that difference, success finds you. But what happens when fear returns? Let's face that next. Even after progress, fear returns. What if I'm wrong? What if no one gets it? But here's the thing. You're not here to be understood by everyone. You're here to be real enough that the right people find you. Every legend stood alone before they stood out. Jobs. Oprah. Elon. They were doubted, mocked, even rejected. But they believed in their truth longer than the world disbelieved it. So I did too. And then, the biggest twist of all, I got offered a major opportunity, on one condition: I'd have to compromise. What did I choose? You. The offer was tempting. More money. Bigger platform. More success. But it required me to water down my message. And I almost said yes. But something in me said, if you have to become someone else to keep it, it's not success. I declined. And it hurt. But it felt right. And 3 months later, the right door opened. One that didn't ask me to shrink, but to expand. And that's when I realized. Authenticity isn't just a strategy. It's the long game that always wins. Success isn't a number. It's a feeling. Peace. Fulfillment. Alignment. That's what I found. I didn't copy. I didn't chase. I carved. And I'm still carving. But now, every step feels like mine. So here's my challenge to you. Define your truth. Act on your values. Say no to the noise. Say yes to your voice. Because when you stop copying others, you stop chasing their dream. And you finally begin living yours. Welcome to Beyond the Dream. If this journey moved you, comment below. I choose to carve my own path. Then, share this with someone who needs to hear it. This is just the beginning.